And the Santa Barbara Foresters take the field.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to windy Santa Barbara, California, with temperatures in the low 70s. We are at Pershing Park in Santa Barbara. We are just minutes away from the beach, and it's a beautiful day for CCL baseball. This competition features, of course, your San Luis Obispo Blues. Thanks for joining us on the Blue Streaming Network. I'm Zach Ebrahim, and it's the Blues and the Foresters taking on here, and I'll be right back with you after this rendition of the national anthem. And now we are ready for baseball. Blues and Foresters, we've been waiting a while for this one. Ever since the season started, the first matchup between these two teams, it's always circled on both teams' calendars. And right now, the two teams sit atop the CCL Southern Division. Of course, the Blues are 10-1, coming off of a win last night in Pasadena at Jackie Robinson Field against the Arroyo Seco Saints. And the Foresters, similar to the Arroyo Seco Saints coming into last night's game, they just beat the Orange County Riptide last night 4-1 in Orange County. And we are in Santa Barbara, Pershing Park, just about ready to set this thing off. And a game that everyone is telling you they were very eager to get going. It's a matchup between two top teams. The Foresters come in 6-0. Of course, the Blues on a 7-game win streak. They bring that into Santa Barbara. Here's how the Blues line up today. It's the same lineup as yesterday, a carbon copy with Connor Koseca playing second base, Mason Grotto, the left fielder, Ryan Cermak batting third, the center fielder. Austin Schell, only change, he's DHing, and Johnny Bloom will do the catching. Tate Samuelson's batting fifth and playing third. TJ Clarkson is batting sixth and playing first base. Of course, Johnny Bloom catching, batting seventh. Thomas Trinka, the right fielder, had a single yesterday. Bats eighth, and Ruben Mercado, who had his best game of the season yesterday, bringing in 2 runs on 2 sacrifice flies, is batting ninth and rounding things out. So Ruben, who had a great game yesterday, gets the start again at short. It's some great plays out at short, fielded a couple ground balls. Starter for the Foresters, Christian Daleschmidt, sophomore out of Tennessee, hometown of Covington, Tennessee, 6'3", 190 on the mound, and he faces Connor Kosteca, who yesterday went 1 for 4 with a solo home run. Blues offense that's been red hot, over 100 runs on the season in their 11 games. Kosteca had his first home run yesterday, a bomb out to right field, and the demographics here at Santa Barbara. About 390 to center, 380 to left center, and we're underway here. Daleschmidt, first pitch swung on and missed. Kosteca whiffs on the first. It's 0-1. We're in the top of the first, no score here at Pershing Park. Kosteca, who made an incredible jumping play out at second yesterday, a couple innings after hitting the home run. His home run made it 2-1. The final in that one would be 5-1. Take strike 2, and it's 0-2 early on Kosteca. Daleschmidt, this is his first start, second appearance, first pitched on June 20th against the Barons, and the starter for the Blues today, Matt Sox, his last start came a week ago today exactly against the Barons. Ball one, taken outside, count now 1-2. No outs, top of the first, no score. First batter here for the Blues. Kosteca leads off the second straight game for the Blues. And Connor, who's been hot in the leadoff spot, senior out of Biola, looks in and awaits the fourth pitch of this at-bat from Daleschmidt. 1-2 is taken high for ball 2. Count even now. Costeca, the lefty, one of two lefties in the Blues lineup today, awaits the 2-2. Taking low ball 3, and after falling behind 0-2, he's worked it full at 3-2. And De La Schmidt will deliver the 6th pitch of this at-bat. Payoff pitch is swung on and missed by Costeca. He goes down on strikes, and that's the first out of the top of the first. And here comes Mason Grotto. And as we've seen, you can see it in the left side of your screen, Costeca relaying information onto Grotto after the 6th pitch at-bat that resulted in a strikeout. Grotto steps in now. Grotto had 2 walks and an RBI single last night. Grotto, who got his 20th RBI of the season yesterday, tied for 2nd in the CCL in that category, takes a breaking ball outside, ball 1. Grotto out of Fresno State, good friends with Ruben Mercado. After the win yesterday, team stopped at In-N-Out. Him and Ruben sharing their thoughts on the ball game, a game in which the two of them played extremely well, drove in 3 of the 5 runs for the team. Takes ball 2, it's 2-0. 2-0 from De La Schmidt is high, it's 3-0. Grotto playing left field for the 2nd straight game and batting second. He's been there in the lineup as of late. 4-pitch walk, and Grotto takes first base. That's the 2nd walk of the season for De La Schmidt. The strikeout of Costeca was his 3rd. Here's Ryan Cermak, who will bat now with Grotto on first via the walk. Junior out of Illinois State, can do it all. Time called here, and the umpire getting De La Schmidt a fresh ball that bounces in the dirt, and now he'll have to get another one. One out, top of the first, no score. Grotto on first via the walk. Grotto, who leads the Blues in that statistical category. Cermak hits that one into right field past Kachel at second base. Grotto ranges into second. Cermak has a single. And quickly, as Grotto and Cermak are prone to do, find themselves both on base. Grotto via the walk, Cermak a single. And here comes Austin Schell. Every Blue in the starting lineup had a hit last night. One of the highlights was the offensive put out in a game that was much closer than the Blues are used to playing this season. The final was 5-1. For a while, it was 2-1. And then they'd score 3 runs, one in the 7th, one in the 8th, and one in the 9th to give their bullpen insurance. De La Schmidt now deals to Schell outside, ball 1. The walk for Grotto, his 9th. Leads the team in that category. Cermak, the single, that's his 19th hit. And now he's 1 behind Mason for the lead in that category. But here's Schell to bat with men on first and second and 1 out in the top of the first in a 1-0 count against Christian De La Schmidt. Grotto sends that one up into center field. Schell does. Grotto will range into third. Cermak's at second now. Bases are loaded for the Blues. So after a walk and 2 singles, the bases are indeed loaded. It's Grotto at third, Cermak at second, and Schell at first. Bases are loaded for Tate Samuelson. Samuelson, who it's only his 9th game with the Blues this season, joined after a 3-game road trip in Lincoln. Now second in the team with RBIs with 13. And he's had the extra base power, leads the team in home runs with 2, a chance to do damage early, and Christian De La Schmidt in a jam, 1 out, bases loaded in the top of the first. First pitch to Samuelson is a breaking ball that doesn't break, and it's ball 1. Three straight Blues starting their at-bats, taking balls, and De La Schmidt, the 1-0 to Samuelson outside, ball 2. Not wanting to challenge Tate here early, has gone off-speed in back-to-back pitches, and Samuelson will await a third, excuse me. Two-0 to Tate. Samuelson pops one up, and it's 2-1 now. Costeca struck out swinging on a full count pitch. It was a 6-pitch at bat in which he saw most of what De La Schmidt is throwing. He relayed that information to Grotto, who took a 4-pitch walk. and Cermak singled, and Shell sharply singled to follow. Bases loaded, 3-0 count to Tate Samuelson, who swings and misses. It's now 2-2, excuse me. Fouled one back to make it 2-1, and does it again here. Count even at 2-2. Righty on righty, Dale Schmidt deals a 2-2 to Samuelson, who hits that one out to right field softly. It's Higgins ranging on to make the catch. Grotto will tag and head home and score. It's an RBI and a sac fly for Tate Samuelson. The Blues lead 1-0 early. Two out in the top of the first. Dale Schmidt surrenders one early. It's the first run he's given up all season. In his one appearance at the Barons, only pitched one inning, didn't give up any hits on a walk and 2 strikeouts, has picked up a walk and a strikeout, but has also picked up 2 hits. Grotto comes in to score on the Samuelson RBI sac fly. It's 1-0 Blues, and here's TJ Clarkson to bat with men on second and third. First pitch he sees, it's ground to McGuire, and that'll end the inning, but not before the Blues plate 1. So Clarkson sees one pitch, grounds out to first, but the Blues strike first in Santa Barbara, and it'll be up to the Foresters to respond in the bottom of the first with Matt Sox on the mound.
I recommend the chorizo. The quesadillas are also excellent. There's all kind of good stuff to eat over there. No line either at the drinks tent. If you'd like to pick up a beer or a hard seltzer, we'd be happy to help you out with that. And snacks are available as well. So thanks for being here. Let us know if we can do anything to make your night a good one.
So it'll be Matt Sox on for the Blues, already given a 1-0 lead. Talked to Matt after his second start in at the Compton Youth Academy about that, just about how comfortable he can be out on the mound with that 1-0 lead early. Matt, the senior out of the University of Utah, teammates with TJ Clarkson and Zach McCleve on this roster. He'll face a Foresters lineup that goes like this. Kendall Pettis is the DH and leads things off, followed by the stud Jack Rydell, the shortstop. Andrew Cachel will bat third and play second. Nate Rombach is doing the catching, batting cleanup. Peyton Cole, third baseman, bats fifth. Ethan Bates bats sixth and plays center field. Jared Thomas plays left field, bats seventh. Max McGuire bats eighth and plays first base. And Cade Higgins rounds things out and is playing right field. So Sox, who's only given up 2 hits all season, led the team in strikeouts for a while until Caden Sheedy got his second start. So Sox now second on the team in strikeouts with 12. Those compiled through 7 total innings, 2 starts. First start went through 3, only giving up the 1 hit. Second start went through 4 innings, only giving up 1 more hit, and was dominant against the Academy Barons. And here comes Kendall Pettis to lead things off for the Foresters. He's on to face Matt Sox. Sox, of course, 2-0 in his 2 starts. The Blues giving him plenty of offense. They've given him some early on a Tate Samuelson sac fly and an RBI with the bases loaded. It's 1-0 Blues, and we're in the bottom of the first now, and Sox will deliver his first pitch of the day to Pettis. In there, strike 1 called. Oh, 1. Low ball 1, and with the off-speed, fastball to start, off-speed on the second, and Pettis in a 1-1 count now. No outs, bottom of the first, and it's 1-0 Blues. Sox deals, breaking pitch, tried to be framed by Bloom. It's 2-1 now, looked like the curveball. Two-1. Fastball outside now, 3-1. Pettis, a junior out of Oklahoma, hometown of Chicago, 238 hitter coming into today. Already 6 walks on this season. On the doorstep of another, he has it there. It's a 5-pitch walk. And on the 3-1 count, Sox deals a fastball outside, and Pettis is on first with a walk to start the day for the Foresters.
Construction, the shortstop, number 8, Jack Rydell.
There is Jack Rydell, and this kid's, well, he's dangerous. He's a freshman at North Carolina, hometown of Houston, Texas. 440 average on the season, 11 hits with a double and 2 homers, 9 RBIs, bats with a man on first and no one out here in the bottom of the first. Sox walks the leadoff man and delivers a strike to Rydell. The walk for Matt, just his third of this season, has now walked more men than he's given up hits to. Of course, he's only given up the 2. Throws over to first to check on him. He'll be safe. Clarkson didn't apply a tag. Pettis was in there easily. 0-1 the count to Rydell, the lefty. Righty on lefty here as Matt Sox comes set. Throws over to first again. Pettis is safe again.
Being a lefty pitcher is advantageous for you. He just went up and just went straight forward.
1-0. In there, strike 2. Excuse me, it was 0-1, 0-2. It's tough out here. I can't see the scoreboard. I'm doing it all on my own in my head. 0-2 now to Rydell. Sox has painted 2 fastballs. Outside, ball 1.
All right, you're pitching out. Here we go.
Sox has Rydell with 2 strikes. Curious to see what he'll attack the 440 hitter with. Here is that 1-2. But before that, he'll throw over to first. Clarkson does apply a tag, but Pettis is in there and safe. So has checked on first now 3 times. And Sox will deliver possibly a 1-2 to Rydell. Takes a look over at first. Now comes set and delivers to the plate. High, and it's 2-2. Sox got it to 0-2 early. Now has delivered 2 balls, trying to get Rydell to chase. 2-2 from Sox as Pettis takes off for second, but Rydell fouls that one off, and we'll do it all over again as Pettis will remain at first. He walked in on 5 pitches. And Rydell in a battle right now with Sox. It's 2-2. No outs. Bottom of the first. 1-0 Blues here at Pershing Park in Santa Barbara. Minutes from the beach. Wind has stopped for now. Throws over to first for a 4th time. And Pettis is safe. Kendall prone to run. And here's the 2-2. Fouled straight back. Pettis has 4 stolen bases on the season, and Sox trying to keep it that way. In the process, trying to get Rydell out at the plate in a 2-strike count. It's 2-2. Rydell, freshman at North Carolina. They'll throw over again for now a 5th time to check on Pettis. Rydell only played 8 games at North Carolina in 2021. Shortened season, 200 hitter in his 8 appearances. Had 1 double, but is having a phenomenal season. That one is lined to Clarkson at first, and Pettis was off the bag. It'll be a double play. Broken bat line out to Clarkson at first. Pettis had that healthy lead. Clarkson caught it, tagged first, and it's 2 outs now. And here is Andrew Cachel, who will bat now with the bases empty and 2 outs in the bottom of the first. His team trailing 1-0. Sox gets a key first and second out, and TJ Clarkson with tremendous fielding at first. Cachel shows a bunt. Pitch was in the dirt, and it's 1-0. So TJ, who hasn't been doing it necessarily with the bat lately, it's been his defensive play at first. Teammate of Matt Sox, helping out his guy on the mound. 1-0. Now 1-1, fastball in there, count even. 2 outs, bottom of the first. 1-0 Blues on a Samuelson RBI, sac fly, back in the top of the first. That gave him now 14 RBIs on the season. Swung on and missed by Cachel, and Sox a strike away from facing the minimum. Cachel, a teammate of Mason Grotto's, hits that one over to Mercado at short. It's fielded and thrown on to Clarkson in time for the out. Got him by a step, and it's Sox faces the minimum. 3 batters, walked Pettis. Rydell lined out to first while Pettis was off the bag. The tag to first made it a double play, and Cachel grounds out to short to end the inning. So after the Foresters get one on a walk on first, all for naught, Sox protects the 1-0 lead he was granted in the top of the first. And through one, it's 1-0 Blues. Johnny Bloom will be up to lead things off for San Luis Obispo. So the situation coming into this one, you mentioned, a much-anticipated game. Foresters sit atop the CCL South. They are 3-0 in conference play. Blues are 2-0. And a win today would put the Blues in first place by half a game, and they would also hand the Foresters their first loss of the season overall. Foresters 6-0, 3 of those games in conference play, the other 3 not. Foresters have done the majority of their damage out of conference. They started their season plating over 25 runs in back-to-back games against non-conference opponents. That's where a lot of their offensive numbers have come from. As of late, though, have still been terrific. Blues can say the same. They've won 10 of 11 to start this season. Their only loss on opening day to the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Least amount of runs they've scored all season. Well, it was 4, and it looked like that might be threatened last night with a Saints pitching staff that held them to 2. Through 7. And they would plate 3 in the 7th, 8th, and 9th to make that final 5-1, as the bullpen was terrific, pitching in relief of Heston Toll, who introduced himself to this Blues staff with an amazing 4-inning performance and a win, of course, for Heston Toll.
Tonight is the beer batter. Our friends at the Uptown Lounge will pass out coupons if a strikeout occurs for the beer batter. Thanks to Uptown Lounge. The catcher, 27, Johnny Bloom.
De La Schmidt set to start his second inning of work and faces Johnny Bloom, who takes strike 1, pitch on the outside part of the plate. Bloom, who doubled yesterday, came around to score. We have seen the extra base power from Johnny all season. Thinks better of swinging at that one. It's 1-1 now. Off-speed pitch taken.
That was a
1-1. That breaking ball is inside ball 2. A bit high. And De La Schmidt now behind as Bloom works his way ahead in the count, 2-1. Here's the 4th pitch this at-bat. Johnny swings in one in the dirt. Back to even at 2-2. Rombach, who's doing the catching, will have a conference with De La Schmidt on the mound. And Bloom will stand in, awaiting the 5th pitch he's seen. Through 2, he's taken a strike, swung at 1, and taken 2 balls. Johnny, who doubled to lead off the 3rd inning, would come around to score on a Ruben Mercado sacrifice fly. Next batter would be Connor Costeca. He would launch a solo homer to right. Mentioned it earlier, every Blue last night in the starting 9, they got a hit. 2-2 is fouled off back to the Foresters dugout, and Bloom will live to see another pitch. That amazing at-bat by Ruben Mercado, he saw 12 pitches. Driving in the first run of the game, that was Bloom, who scored from 3rd. In a 2-2 battle with Christian De La Schmidt. That breaking pitch is hit out to center, and ranging back to make the catch is Bates. So Bloom battles, but flies out to center.
Number 26, Thomas Trinka.
Here is Thomas Trinka, who singled last night.
Good umpire.
Trinka was hit by a pitch, struck out and singled. Take strike one from De La Schmidt.
He looks like such
I thought he just like
0-1. Breaking pitch again doesn't break, and it's 1-1 as it stayed high. Trinka, who looked great in batting practice. And you can say, well, Zach, that's batting practice, but Trinka looked locked in, 1-1 now. Swung on and missed there. Pitch was low and away. De La Schmidt now ahead in the count 1-2.
yeah, but he's a very
Blues lead 1-0. And Trinka swings and misses. Announcers jinx in place, and I apologize to Thomas. 2 outs now in the top of the second. It's still 1-0 Blues. And here is the man of the hour, Ruben Mercado, who had easily the best bus ride home last night. Brought in 2 of the 5 Blues runs. Made a couple incredible plays at short. And had his best game of the season. Takes ball 1. Ruben, who mentioned part of the reason he struggled this season, pitches he has seen and thinks he should get behind to send into play for base hits. He's just fouled off, does so with 1 there. But in the process of that, last night, 12-pitch at-bat, brought in a run, really opened up his stance and approach at the plate. Said he needs to shorten up his strike zone, stop swinging at so many things outside. He did that last night. Here's a 1-1. That wins way inside, taken easily. Now 2-1. Two one from De La Schmidt. On to Mercado. Thinks better of swinging, but instead went around. Strike 2.
All right, one more now.
Blues lead 1-0. Have gotten on the board here early. And De La Schmidt trying to put away Mercado on 2 strikes off the end of the bat and sent out into right center. Ranging on from right to make the play is Higgins. It's a 1-2-3 inning for De La Schmidt. After he faced bases loaded traffic back in the top of the first, he puts the Blues down 1-2-3 here in the second. Fly out to right for Mercado ends the inning. And we'll head into the bottom of the second and Matt Sock's second inning of work. Still with that 1-0 cushion. Matt, who walked the first man he saw today, that was Pettis. Kept throwing over to first to make sure he wouldn't score. And then Rydell would line out to Clarkson at first. Tag the bag as Pettis was off it for a double play. Kachel would then ground out to short, and it'll be Nate Rombach, the man who's doing the catching today for the Foresters, to lead off the bottom of the second. This is a Foresters offense that comes into today, their 7th game. 85 total runs in 6 games coming into today. Average of 323 for their hitters combined. 73 hits. 28 extra base hits. A lot of walks. That walk by Pettis that he took was the 62nd already.
For the Foresters, the cleanup hitter, sponsored by Big Green Cleaning, the catcher, Nate Rombach.
Here is Nate Rombach. Nate, a junior at Texas Tech, one of many on this Forester squad, hometown of Mainsfield, Texas. Stands 6'4", 225, can do the catching or play first base. He is doing the catching today, and he'll lead us off in the bottom of the second. Sox on for a second inning of work. Curveball dips low, ball 1. One the count. And Sox comes in with a fastball. One thing Sox does so well, and we've seen it in his first 2 starts. Go from fastballs to off-speed pitches. Swung on and missed there on the fastball. Gets ahead 1-2. just knows when to throw it. Just has a pitch sequence that he feels so comfortable with and so confident in. He's gone curveball and back-to-back fastballs. Throws that fastball a couple different ways. Here's the 1-2. In there. Strike 3 called, and he got him. Sets Ron back down on 4 pitches, and Sox gets his first strikeout of this one, his 13th of this season.
And Chris Cantor, the third baseman, number 18, Peyton Cole.
Here's Peyton Cole. Stands in and lines one into center. Base hit for Cole. He'll be safe at first with a single. First hit of the evening for the Foresters. Third hit Sox has given up all season.
Brings on deck batter. A base hit here by the Foresters batter. And everybody, adult fans, get a coupon for $5 off. It's salty on the beach. So cheer for center fielder number 3, Ethan Bates.
Here is Ethan Bates. Stands in and will bat with 1 on and 1 out in the bottom of the second. His team trailing 1-0. Here's the first pitch from Sox. That one's grounded. It's a nice looking bunt. Clarkson is off of first. Can't do anything with it. Has to eat it. And it's a bunt single for Bates. So the Foresters get men on first and second now after the Sox strikeout. And here comes Jared Thomas, who bats with 2 on and 1 out.
Number 36, the catcher, Jared Thomas.
Here's Jared Thomas, Jr., Abilene Christian, hometown of Lakewood. 364 hitter coming into today, looking to add to his RBI total of 3 on the season. It's Cole on second and Bates on first. And Jared Thomas at the plate, a lefty facing the righty Matt Sox, who checks second momentarily, now deals, going for the bunt again as he saw Bates do it, and it worked. Thomas fouls that one off. It's 0-1. Back-to-back singles. They have 2 men on for the Foresters, and Sox, with just the 1 out, struck out the first man he saw. Ron back to lead off the inning. Deals a fastball high. It's 1-1 now to Thomas, the left fielder today. His team gave him a cushion early, and now Sox trying to protect it. 1-0 Blues, and 2 on. Curveball didn't break enough, and it's 2-1 now. 1-0 Blues. Sox trying to keep it that way. Facing Thomas, 3 RBIs on the season, batting average over 360. Junior out of Abilene Christian, trying to change that here. That curveball breaks in there. That's strike 2. Count even now. Sox has worked his way back. And a key second out incoming. Sox checks second. Now deals a 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Huge second out. So sandwiched in between 2 strikeouts were singles by Cole and Bates. Now there's 2 outs in the bottom of the second, and Max McGuire, the first baseman, at the plate. McGuire, a freshman out of Oklahoma, hometown of Irvine. First pitch in there for a strike. McGuire, just the 1 hit on the season. Batting average of 111. Sox, the 0-1 here. That one is hit to Samuelson at third. He'll ground it. Throw on to Costeca at second to end the inning. So the Foresters threaten, but Sox puts them down to end the inning and keeps them scoreless. Through 2, Matt Sox has 2 strikeouts. He's given up 2 singles and a walk, but has pitched around any traffic he's faced and done it beautifully. It's still 1-0 Blues, and we'll head into the top of the third now. Working our way back to the top of the order for the Blues. It'll be Connor Costeca to lead things off. He struck out to lead off the game. relayed information to Mason Grotto, who walked. Blues have 2 singles themselves. Honestly, the scorecards are identical right now, unless you factor in of course, the RBI by Samuelson that made it 1-0. But both teams have struck out twice. Both teams have singled twice. And both teams have walked once here at Pershing Park in Santa Barbara. That is the wind if you're hearing it. Talking about the Foresters pitching, and they've done a lot of it and done it well. It's Christian Dalishman on the mound, as you know. He's thrown only the 1 inning this season. Well, now 2. He'll start his 3rd in this one. But the team ERA for the Foresters is 1.19. They have 5 guys on this pitching staff that still haven't given up a run. They have 4 that haven't given up a hit. This entire season, they've given up 8 runs coming into today. The Blues have made that 9 now early, and we're in the top of the 3rd as they'll look to add to that. And Connor Kosteka, the talented second baseman, says he prefers short just because there's more ground to cover. He likes to challenge himself, but made an incredible leaping throw from second onto first in last night's game. First pitch from Dalishman popped up. And then left is Thomas, who's under it for the first out. Connor's day starts with a strikeout and a fly out to left. He's 0 for 2, but here comes Mason Grotto. Walks back in the first, started a rally for the Blues. Back-to-back singles would have the bases loaded. Samuelson would do the rest with a sac fly and an RBI. Blues have scored now 3 runs on sacrifice flies in the past 2 games. Looping breaking ball. Feathers in there for strike 1. So Grotto behind 0-1. And Dela Schmidt to the mound. Fastball's fouled off, and Grotto is 0 for 2. Talking to Mason in and out of Newberry Park last night after the victory. He was mad at himself for striking out back in the first. And I said, well, you know that was only the second time he struck out all season. Takes ball 1. He said, I know, that's why I was pissed. I didn't want to strike out again. In a 1-2 count against Dela Schmidt. Breaking pitch is hit right back at him through his legs, up. And trying to make the play from second is Kachel, but Grotto will be safe with an infield single. And add to his, of course, team-leading total, 21 hits for Mason now. Could talk about Grotto's numbers all day. Could do the same for Cermak now. Who's going to say, well, this is deja vu from the first. I'm batting with Grotto on at first, this time via the single, and 1 out in the top of the 3rd. Only difference is his team is leading 1-0. Takes ball 1 from Dela Schmidt. We are in the top of the 3rd. Grotto has reached in both plate appearances. There is 1 out, but here is Cermak, who's singled back in the first. Dela Schmidt, 1-0 from him is in there. Strike 1. One to Cermak. Hit out to right. And Higgins has it for the second out. So Cermak starts his day 1 for 2. Here is Austin Shell. Had a single back in the first. That's with Grotto still on first. Breaking pitch from Dela Schmidt, feathers in there. Shell nods his head and knows that was a good pitch. If Shell is to reach, it will be Tate Samuelson, who brought in the only run of the day for the Blues. They do lead 1-0. There's now 2 out in the top of the 3rd, and we're happy to have you with us here on the Blue Streaming Network. Shell takes a second straight breaking pitch. That one not in there for a strike. It's 1-1. We're at Pershing Park here in Santa Barbara. It was a quick drive. Of course, this is the shortest road trip the team can make from SLO down to Santa Barbara. 1-1 to Shell is grounded to third. Cole has it. He'll throw on to first to retire the side. Schmidt works around the Grotto single. Only faces 4 in the inning. It's still 1-0 Blues. And the Foresters still trying to scratch here. Sox will be out for a third straight inning of work. He's looked great so far, only allowing 2 singles and a walk. A couple strikeouts mixed in there with some groundouts, and he's been able to pitch through some traffic. We're going to take a short break and be right back with you on the Blue Streaming Network.